Hello people! This video is going to be a review on the new, well, I don't know if it's new now, but it's the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Freshwear Foundation, and I've also got the concealer as well that I've been trying. So I've basically been testing these two out for about a week now, and I thought because I've been doing a lot of testing videos and wear tests, I thought I would test it out myself, do a review video on it. So I'll add in like a demo and stuff of me applying it, sharing my thoughts about the foundation and concealer with you. So if you want to see my thoughts and what I think about these two, then be sure to give the video a thumbs up and just keep watching. So I'm going to start with the foundation. I'm just going to pull it up on the Boots website, that's where I got mine from. So I'm not going to read everything about it because you can just read it for yourself, but I'm just going to read the claims of it and then let you know if that's what I found that the foundation does. So on the Boots website it retails for $10.99. The shade that I have is 260 Golden Sun. The shades, when I went to buy them, weren't the best because one, they didn't have any testers out when I got mine, and I don't know, available in 26 shades. I don't know if they had all 26 shades out when I got mine, but I feel like it's the undertone in this shade is a tiny bit too warm for me, but I can make it work and it's fine kind of when I've got the rest of my makeup on, so I can still use this. It has a weightless feel, it's freshwear liquid foundation, transfer proof, life proof, party proof and waterproof. And it says the long wear formula lasts up to 24 hours. I have not tested that and I don't plan on doing that. And it says no compromise, full coverage base, ultra stretchable gel formula. I've been literally testing this foundation and the concealer as well for 1 week. I know it's not the longest time, but I thought by a week I have a rough idea on what I feel about it. It claims it doesn't say that it's like for oily skin, dry skin, anything like that. So I feel like it could be for either, or normal skin as well, obviously. So it is a really, really nice natural everyday foundation. When it says that it's full coverage, I don't agree for when you apply it, because for me, when I apply it onto the skin, it doesn't give full coverage, because I don't know if you'll be able to see from when I add in like the demo, but once I've finished applying it, you can still, and that's like half a pump for half of my face, and you can still see my skin and like everything peeking through. So I don't think it's full coverage whatsoever. I'd say it's a light to medium coverage, but I do think you can definitely build it up, because I always, with this foundation, obviously because it's not full coverage, and sometimes like I've got a few bumps and breakouts on this side of my face, I will go in with like another layer, and I found that it does build up and you do get more coverage the more you put on, obviously. And I found that it doesn't cake up, it doesn't dry out my skin or anything like that. The last few weeks I have had very dry skin, and obviously, like I've said, unless I've been filming another video, this is the only foundation I've been wearing. And I found that it hasn't clung to any of my dry patches whatsoever. I've had some here, I don't know if you'll be able to see it when I do the demo, but you can see it through the foundation because it's kind of like a little bump, but it's just like I've got dry patches just around here, and then I've got a couple around this bit as well on my left cheek, and it doesn't cling to anything whatsoever. I've been wearing the foundation every day roughly for about 7 to 8 hours. I did wear it for about 10 hours one day as well, and I will say that obviously when I powder, I do powder just on my cheek area here and then obviously under my eyes to set my concealer, and I don't get oily from it. I get a tiny bit of a shine, but I feel like that's kind of what I get from whatever foundation that I use, or no matter what powder or concealer I use, I always get a tiny bit of shine. But it wasn't oily, it was literally just like I couldn't feel it, you could just see a tiny bit of shine. It claims as well, it does say that it's transfer proof and waterproof. Haven't tested if it's waterproof or anything. Transfer proof I do kind of believe, because usually, I think I've said this in one of my previous videos, but when I wear foundation, usually the parts where it comes off my face the quickest is usually around my nose and my chin area, and I have noticed that when I've been wearing this foundation, it hasn't been coming off, especially my chin, because I lean a lot like with my face. It hasn't come off my chin, and that is something I did definitely notice before I read the claims. That's also a good thing, and I think that's pretty much it. Oxidized this shade, thank God, because I feel like already the shade was a tiny bit too warm for me, so that's also a good thing. Didn't oxidize. So I forgot to mention, I didn't get anything clinging in between my brows, and that is something I've been really happy with. Even when I put 2 layers of the foundation on, it doesn't cling in between my brows, and that's sometimes where I get dry, so really happy about that. Nothing on my nose, nothing dries out either. Overall, I do really like the foundation. Obviously, I don't believe that it is a full coverage foundation. I think you can build it up to medium to like 3/4 full coverage, but I've never tried putting like 3 or 4 layers on, but I've done at least 2 layers of it, and I do think it's a medium coverage at least. I'll say that it has SPF in it, so that's good. I will do a flashback test. Flashback test approved. I'll say that it's party proof as well, so if that had SPF in it and a flashback, that would be an issue. But to the concealer, and to be fair, I really like the concealer applicator the most because you just got a big fat doe foot applicator, and I love it. It's literally like the Shape Tape, and it's got a really big handle as well. So yeah, I love the packaging of the concealer as well. So this is called the More Than Concealer. It's still part of the Infallible range, but it's not called the Freshwear Concealer, so I don't know if it's exactly the same as the foundation. Claims are that it's a flawless full coverage with a natural matte finish, ultra blendable, and has a long lasting weightless wear, large doe foot applicator for the perfect on the go application. Okay, I agree that it's full coverage, 100%. With a natural matte finish, I don't know if it's because of the primers that I use or the moisturizers, but I've just been using a hydrating primer, which doesn't usually make my skin dewy or anything, but I feel like this concealer doesn't give me a matte under eye. It's kind of dewy until obviously I set it. Satin dewy under eye, which doesn't bother me because I always powder anyway because I have to, because my under eye is crease. So in the concealers, I got the shade Latte. This, I wouldn't get this shade again because it is a tiny bit too light for what I like. I can use it, obviously I've used it today, and it's a bit more of like a highlighting shade, but again, they didn't have testers when I got the concealer or the foundation, so I couldn't test the shade properly. But also I got a bit lighter because I thought the foundation might be a bit too dark, so I thought that would even it out. And to be fair, they both work perfectly fine together, and I really like it. I think I do like the concealer more than the foundation. I love the applicator, I think it's really good, and it does definitely have full coverage. When you apply it, like you'll see when I apply it that you just can't see any skin through it. I think once I've blended it out, I've never tried blending it out with a sponge to be fair, but I always blend out my concealer these days with a brush. So without setting it, it does crease quite quickly, but obviously I set my under eye, so I wasn't that bothered. Set my under eyes with powders. It depends on what powder I use, whether it creases throughout the day. So with my Maybelline powder, it doesn't crease. I've tried it with the Hourglass powder and it creased a bit, so I have to bake with that powder, but to be fair, that could be the loose powder, not the actual concealer, but I thought I would just let you know anyway. Stability, it blends out super easy, really nicely, and it doesn't take too long to blend out either, which I think is really good. Pretty much all I have to say. So basically I have approved both of these. I do really like them both. I think this is a really good everyday foundation. Would I wear it on a night out? Probably not, because it doesn't give me maximum coverage. The concealer, I definitely would. I don't get flashback, so yeah, I would definitely use this for a night out because I think it's really good. So yeah, overall I really like them both. I would definitely recommend them as well if you have dry skin. As far as oily skin goes, I haven't had an issue where I get oily, but like I've said a few times, my skin's been dry at the minute, so I feel like I'm better at testing these products out for people with dry skin because that's what I've got at the minute. So yeah, everything. So thank you so much for watching. Please remember to give the video a thumbs up if you did enjoy this review, and let me know if it was helpful as well. If you tried this foundation or the concealer, be sure to let me know what you think of it. And yeah, I think that is it. Remember to subscribe if you aren't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.